Hi Pisces, welcome to your May 2024 Astro Tarot Scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, but if you're only going to watch one, make sure it's for your ascendant. It's going to be that much more accurate for you on the day-to-day level. With that said, remember they are general readings. Use your own discernment, and if I ever forget to mention the dates or the degrees of the transits, you'll be able to find all of that in the links in the description bar below. With that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to pop these to the side. Those will be for your lunations. On the 1st of May, Mars is going to come into the sign of Aries, right? So this is Mars coming into a brand new cycle. This is coming into your second house of money, finances, resources, basically your money, right? Let's put it that way. Also your self-esteem, your self-worth, your value system, and food, right? Your munchies, so to speak. Now, maybe you find that you want your food extra hot for the next 5-6 weeks, whether that's spicy or actually like literal temperature hot. Now, Mars coming into the second will make you way more proactive about making more money. It can also see you burning through cash at the same time, so be careful with this one. Use it for, I would say use it for a little bit of both. It makes more sense, right? Mars for you also rules your 9th house because Mars is the ancient ruler of Scorpio. It makes me wonder if you're spending money on a holiday, some kind or something along those lines, that something along the travel lines. That's great, right? Holiday's always good. It could also be just the restorative that you need at this time. If you're also spending money on some kind of study, some kind of course, etc., maybe you're taking my tarot course, who knows, this could be amazing for you. And I really like Mars in the second because it's going to see you prioritize what's important to you financially, forcing you to level up and get serious about your finances. And that includes removing what is superfluous spending in your life. Like, what are you spending money on that really is just a waste of your money? All right. For this, you have the Justice card. So you're getting committed to your finances with the Knight of Pentacles. So potentially buying a new car for some of you, or some of you having work done on the car that has something to do with the wheels or the tires. That's on a really mundane level. Another way that this potentially shows up is that you ink some form of deal. Maybe you start having talks with your boss about getting a pay rise. Maybe you start having talks about getting a new job, or you start looking for a job with or for more money. This is very possible, and you're going to see why in just a second, right? So on the where are you? On the 16th of the month, Mercury is going to move out of the sign of Aries and into your 3rd house of communications, conversations, interactions. Now, the 3rd house, obviously, Mercury is all about communications, conversations. Mercury understands the 3rd house, right? It has an affinity with being in this space. Mercury is the planet of haste, speed. Its annual stay in your communication sector is going to be welcome. It will see you communicating your desires clearly, right? And with a stellium here, like, if you can't get an interview for a job at this time, look at this. You've got Jupiter, your ancient ruling planet, in the 3rd house. You've got Uranus in the 3rd. You've got Sun in the 3rd. You've got Venus in the 3rd house. And you've also now got Mercury in the 3rd house. If you can't get an interview or find a job at this time, it's not the world, it's you, right? I'm just going to tell you straight up, right? You guys know how I am. This isn't about victim shaming or blaming or anything like that. Like, yes, I understand that we're living in a cost of living crisis and jobs are scarce and whatnot. But with this emphasis in your 3rd house, your skills, your mind, your communications, you are being lit up like a Christmas tree. Whatever job you go to, you are going to stand out. Make sure you milk this transit. I mean, this stellium, right? It's very rare for us to have such a concentration of energy in one single sign. The 3rd house is contracts and commitments as well, right? It's responsibilities with work. It's a potent concentration of energies here. Mercury rules your home and family, and Mercury also rules your partnerships, relationships, and significant others. So there's a lot being talked about in regards to these things, whether this is relationships, whether it's your home and family, who you live with, how you live there, you know, big conversations here. And now, obviously, on top of this, yes, you do have Neptune and Saturn in your first, but they are sextiling all of this stuff now, right? So between you and your communications and your mind and your interactions with the world, something got to happen here, right? And if it ain't, straight up, I'm telling you, Pisces, it's just because you don't want it. So you got the Six of Pentacles, that's good news, with the Tower card, okay, and the Eight of Wands. So there's potentially some disruptive news that comes in from a distance. If you've got family members that live abroad or in different countries in the world to you, this is one way that this could show up. This could also be some kind of spontaneous need or desire to study in some regard. I actually really like this for that. The Six of Pentacles also can represent benefactors, or it can represent things like charity. It can represent benefactors, people that want to help us, or it can even just represent the transactional nature of things. Usually the transactional nature of money. This is going to be a very interesting transit, I feel, and that stellium is going to be talking very, very loud. I think there's going to be some really, I'm just going to say it. I think there's going to be some really crazy but good developments for you. All right. So that's the 16th of the month. On the 19th of the month, Mars is going to conjunct the North Node at 14 degrees of Aries in your second house of money, finances, and resources. This is a fated financial moment in your life. Your money is getting a big boost. Remember, the North Node is an amplification point. It expands everything that it touches. Mars is the ruler of Aries, which is your finances or your resources. So this will likely see some kind of financial shift take place in your world. It could be a release from something that's been a drain on your resources in some way, but it could also be something being welcomed into your life that literally changes your financial destiny. This could be a new job. It could be a windfall of some sort. It could be a blessing. It could be an invite. I think all of the placements that are, because we're all having this transit happen somewhere in our chart, right? But of all the ones that I've looked at, I think I like this one for your sign the best. For this, you've got the Knight of Wands. You've got the Five of Wands, that's very interesting, and you've got the Knight of Cups. So two knights represents intimacy. The Five of Wands represents your social circle. So it's very likely that this boost to your finances or your resources could have a big impact on your social circle, or it may come through your social circle. If you are single and ready to mingle, you could be hooking up with somebody that absolutely blows your socks off, and also maybe somebody that has a very maybe this person is a lot wealthier than you. Maybe they have an opportunity that they can offer you that really enhances your earning potential in some regard. And it could see you getting in with a certain crowd of people that force you to level up financially in some way. So all in all, I mean, there's nothing that I don't like about this one, to be completely honest with you. Will it be easy and comfortable? No, probably not. But you are the mutable water sign, so change is the nature of what you do. On the 26th of the month, Jupiter, your ancient ruling planet, is coming into the sign of Gemini for a nice 12-month stay. It's immediately going to conjunct Venus. I think Venus is going to be at like 3 degrees at this point. And both of these energies, the great benefic and the lesser benefic in the zodiac, so the blessing planets, are coming into a direct trine with Pluto in your 12th house, right? So this is big stuff, right? Between your 4th house of home, family, property, real estate, and your 12th house of your past privacy, hidden self, and your your inner sort of world, your dream world, right? Jupiter coming into the 4th is an expansion of the home. Maybe you're buying a new home, maybe you're moving to a bigger one over the course of the next year. It doesn't have to be on, as this transit happens. Jupiter is always an upgrade of some sort, right? Whether it's, in the 3rd house, it will be your car or your job. In the 4th house, it will literally be like your actual home, your place of living, where you live. All of that kind of stuff, right? So Big moments here. Jupiter is always an upgrade of some sort in your home sector. This bodes very well. Immediately conjunct Venus, which is absolutely fantastic. There's a great slant to this. There's a moment of expansion through your connections to others. It could be through it could be some kind of big conversation around money and resources. It could be, and in the trine to Pluto in your 12th house, this could be a moment where you release something of a karmic debt or some form of baggage from the past around your family, around a parent, around your living situation. All of that could fall away at this time, which could be wonderful. You might see someone or something very differently, and it's also possible that a family member could support or assist you in some way. Either way, I really like the way that this transit starts, and I think it sets up some wonderful moments for the future. For this, you have the Empress, so Venus is going to work for you in this one, baby, with the Queen of Wands, so a fire sign woman could really help or assist you in some way, and you've got the Ace of Cups here as well. To say that this transit is going to be wonderful for you, I think is an understatement. I think providing you set really firm boundaries around what you should give and what you should receive and all the rest of it, this could bode very well for you and for your future. I think it's going to be a marvelous time of it. So you're going to have to let me know in the comments how this one shapes up. So when it comes to your, the other thing that I forgot to mention as well is the Queen of Wands, usually a fire sign woman, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Because she's conjunct the Empress card, this is likely to be a woman that will help or assist you in some way. And it's also possible that this same woman could, you'll know her because she'll be very beautiful. The way that people show up with the Empress, it's like they're very well known, they're very beautiful, they've got a lot of reach, they're very wealthy. Something about them really stands out that makes an impact in your life, and this person wants to help and support you in some regard. Love that. All right, so if you want to get your place on my tarot course, this is the last time I will teach this class this year, because I've got other things that I want to bring you at the latter half of this year. And I will also be putting the price of this course up next year. It's been the same price for the last 4 years. So if you're wanting to jump on, now is your moment. You get 12 weeks with me. You get 3 hours per session per week. You can ask on any of the questions that you want. On top of that, you get bonus videos, PDFs, you get a whole bunch of goodies. You get live client demo. Trust me, I've put everything into this course. I'm very proud of it, and there are only 20 spaces, so if you want to get yours, get that on the link in the description box below. Enrollment closes on the 30th of April. On the 8th of the month, we have a new moon in the sign of Taurus. This is a very nice new moon, by the way. This is in your 3rd house of communications, conversations, interviews, interactions. It's your daily work, right? So if the 6th house is your daily grind, the 3rd house is kind of your commute to work, the skills that you use, the websites, the computer programs that you're using as part of your work, all of that kind of stuff. It's also your skill set. And you've got the gate 24 on returning. I would not be surprised if a lot of you are returning to a previous industry or maybe even a previous employer at this time. I also wouldn't be surprised if you had very different, for a lot of you, I feel like you might have very different duties and tasks by the time this sort of new moon has really done its thing. But remember, a new moon sets a seed, right? And it unpacks and unfolds. You'll be collecting from that at the Taurus full moon later this year. And then on the 24th of the month, the sun will be in Gemini at the time, right? And that will be a full moon in your 10th house of career, social status, public standing. It's also the most visible aspect of you. How you show up in the world, the legacy that you're leaving behind is that 10th house. And for this, you've got the gate 48 and depth. Isn't that interesting, right? So 2 is half of 4 and 4 is half of 8. So you've kind of got a double up energy here. Depth, this is about opening up to let the world see what you truly have to offer, and you are going to be very visible at this time. So my advice to you would be to milk it. All right, you got to let everybody know who you are, what you're about, why you're shining, and why you are in the spotlight. This is your time to bask in it, my dear Pisces, and to enjoy it while it's happening. Right, you've got hidden talents, you've got hidden skills, you've got hidden depth. It's now time to show people of the world all that you hold inside. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.